Aloha! It is I, the great Clement, and we are continuing the Sonic series with my favorite video game of all time! Sonic the Hedgehog motherfucking 2! Yes, I love this game. This game gives you the option to play as Sonic and Tails, Sonic alone, or Tails alone. And, I'm going to make it Sonic alone for most of the game, but since I'm going to conclude everything in this LP, let's start the first two zones with Sonic and Tails. Why not? Who's Tails, I guess some people may be asking, all two of you. Well, Tails, his full name is Miles per Hour. It's a pun on miles per hour, get it? Because it's fast, and it's a very speedy-oriented type video game, and yeah. Tails' home island is called West Side Island. West Side, bitches! And, that's where this game, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, takes place. Basically, Tails was an ordinary two-tailed fox. I say ordinary keyword, but, he has two tails, and he can use them to fly around and travel huge distances with them. And, yeah. Basically, he saw Sonic running around very fast like he always does, and he decided to keep following him, and eventually he befriended Sonic the Hedgehog, and they've been running together ever since. Tails is a very smart genius, but that plot point wasn't established later until the 3D games in the series. This is before Tails became a raving pussy, but we'll get to that later. But damn, I love Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The intro stage, Emerald Hill, very fast, very awesome. I love it. And there's where the special stage is. If you have 50 rings and you hit a checkpoint, a flurry of stars will appear above it, and you jump into it, and here we are at the special stage to collect the now seven Chaos Emeralds in order to get the ultimate reward. The rules are simple. Rings fly down the tunnel, you have to run into those rings to collect them, and if you don't have enough rings that you need, you can't pass the checkpoint, and you can't get to the Chaos Emerald. Cool! So I had enough rings. Now I need 80. It's easy in the first special stage because there's hardly any bombs, but in later stages, rings just appear at random, and they're very hard to catch, and then the bombs become frequent, and the bombs take away a couple rings from you when they hit you, which is very fucking annoying. If you're playing as Sonic and Tails, Tails will collect rings himself, and that'll count towards the overall score, but if he gets hit by a bomb, he loses the rings he has, and vice versa, you know. And sometimes there's a real delay between how Tails moves and how you move. If you move right, Tails doesn't move right until like a second later or 2 seconds later, so he'll constantly be hitting bombs and losing rings if you play with Tails. Then again, he's collecting rings for you by being there, by making the amount of space you collect, or the amount of space you take up bigger, so I don't know if it's a pro or con having Tails in the special stage, but I guess that's up to you, the gamer. And there's our first Chaos Emerald. If you do a special stage and then leave, then you restart the levels, you don't have any rings at all. And once again, Dr. Eggman is the boss of every stage in the game. And I don't know how I fucked this up, but, I'll just watch. Oh, God. I was trying to roll into him like I did earlier, and I fucked up. I never die at the first boss, and I'm recording an LP, for God's sake. Oh, I guess I could re-record it, but, you know. We'll let that go. You just saw the first time anyone's ever died to the first boss in Sonic 2. Congrats. And it's very simple. He drives left and right. And when he's on his last legs, like if you hit him 7 times, and then the 8th hit is his death, then when he comes off screen, he's going to shoot his drill at you, and you got to watch out for that. But really, it's very easy. It's the first boss of the game, so of course it's easy. I somehow died, but I didn't have any rings, so that's my excuse. Fuck you. And this is the Chemical Plant Zone. This is my favorite video game of all time, and the many reasons why is because it's so fucking fun to play. The music, Every song in this game I love. There is not one song on this game that I don't love. I knew when I was evaluating my games, like my favorite games, like what would make my favorite? It would have to be the one that stands up above all else. The one that makes me smile more than other games. The ones that I play more. The ones that I love, absolutely love the soundtrack to. And Sonic 2, I love every song in the game. Every song makes me happy. That's why it's my favorite game ever. This is the only game I could beat, and then in the same sitting, restart and beat it again. I have beaten this game twice in a row, just for the hell of it. Just when I'm bored, because I love Sonic 2 that much. It's that fun to play for me. It improves on so much of what the Sonic the Hedgehog game started, and it's just such a perfect game. The music is just great, the levels are atmospheric, and this is a great game to be raised on. I grew up on this game. My cousins had the Sega Genesis, both of them. They both had Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and every time I went to my cousins, this is the game I played and fucking played to death. I love this game. This got me into Sonic the Hedgehog, and I've never looked back since. Love this game. The new ability they've included in Sonic 2, and they're going to include in every Sonic game from now on, is the spin dash. And basically, you hold down, and then you push the jump button, and Sonic curls into a ball without actually going anywhere, so he's speeding out on the ground, basically. And then you let go of the down button, and then Sonic just fucking ricochets forward, and it's an awesome move. People love it. Great for getting you up steep hills and giving you a nice momentum of speed. It's an awesome ability and one we all love. Damn, I love this game. This is going to be my whole commentary for the whole LP. I just love this game. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't not love it. It's the most amazing game I've ever played. I love this one. Chemical Plant is also one of those water-type levels, but the thing I love about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it's all depending on how well you play the game, folks. If you play the game well, like I do here, you never touch the water. So there is water here to drown in, but if you're fast enough, if you jump on the platforms right, you won't fall into the water and you won't drown. There's another zone coming up next, Aquatic Ruin. It has water too, but depending on how the paths you take and the platforms you land on, you'll probably never land in the water. You know, if you don't like the water, get good at the game, basically. And I am good at this game. Here's our second special stage. I love the special stage theme song, by the way. This is such an hyperactive, awesome theme. Oh, I love it. This special stage actually became a running theme with the Sonic series later on as it went on, because Sonic Advance has a special stage that is very similar to this. Sonic Heroes has a special stage that is very similar to this. Running down the tubes, trying to get the Chaos Emerald, I don't know why, that just became a huge theme with the Sonic series. And for good reason, yeah. These aren't the easiest special stages in the world either. Sonic 1 is pretty easy. Sonic 3, if you know what you're doing, is easy. But Sonic 2, even memorizing it, you can still screw it up, because sometimes in the later special stages, you have to have the exact amount of rings. Like, you have to be, like, you can't miss too much. If you miss, like, 5, you're pretty much screwed, and that's what makes the special stages kind of a pain in the ass. But I don't mind. My favorite game of all time had to have some kind of difficulty, and this is definitely the hard part of the Sonic game, of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, is getting all the Chaos Emeralds. Because if you can get all the Chaos Emeralds, then you're a fucking master at this game. Just like me. What can I say? I've played this to death so many times. I just memorized the pathing. I've memorized how the bombs show up. The thing you just gotta remember is you gotta know where the camera's pointing. If the camera's pointing on the right side of the tunnel, chances are the ring's gonna show up on the right side of the tunnel. You know, you just have to have common sense, basically. And now we make it to the second boss. Eggman shows up to suck up water and then spray the water at you, assuming you don't kill him fast enough like I do. You just jump on him and bounce on him, and that's pretty much it. The thing I don't like playing with Tails for, sometimes Tails will accidentally hit Eggman first, and then Sonic will pass through Eggman because Tails hit him, and then you'll fall in the water or something, you know? I don't like to play with Tails normally, and that's why this is the last zone you see, Sonic and Tails. But anyway, folks, I'll see you in Part 2! Aloha, and welcome to Part 2 of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We are playing Aquatic Ruin Zone with Tails only, because it is an option to play the game as only Tails. Now, I guess some of you are going to be asking, can Tails do anything special? No. Not yet, anyway. Not in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. In Sonic 3 he can, but in Sonic 2, he's pretty much the exact same character as Sonic. He spin dashes, he jumps, he can roll down loop-de-loops and stuff. The only difference is, he isn't a hedgehog. He's a two-tailed fox. He cannot fly, but he will later in the series, but not yet. Even though, like, if you have Tails with you as Sonic, you see him flying all the time, you can't actually fly in gameplay. Kinda lame. And we're back underwater, and if we start drowning, there's the traditional drowning theme. As always, you have to find the bubbles that surface and breathe in that air to survive. Even Tails can drown. He is not immune to water. And of course, when you go through the sign, you get Tails' face instead of Sonic's. Miles Tails Prower. He's a bit of a tech wizard. He knows how to operate planes. He knows how to fix and make mechanical devices. He's the real calm, logical guy who idolizes Sonic more than anything else in the world. He loves Sonic. I hope not in a sexual way, but definitely in a platonic friend way. He loves Sonic to death. He wants to someday be as good as Sonic. Though a lot of people would seem to think that Tails is as good as Sonic, if not better. How many Tails fans are watching this video right now? I must ask. But I digress. Aquatic Ruin is pretty unique because if you take the higher pathway, you don't actually have to touch the water at all. This is one of those levels where, like, there is water in the level, but you don't actually have to go under it to get through the level. There's a whole bunch of different multi-paths that you can take to survive, and I love that, because I don't like going in the water, you know. The music is also epic. And here's Dr. Eggman. In order to make his fight even that much simpler, as soon as the totem poles pop up, jump onto them, and stay on them, and just keep taking a jump at Eggman every now and then, while making sure you stay on the totem pole, and you'll be fine. If you didn't climb the totem pole, obviously the spears that he's shooting out of them, you'll have to use to climb up to hit Eggman with. It's a fairly easy boss fight, though, and you shouldn't have a problem doing it. Anyway, that's Tails on his own. He's pretty okay. We won't be seeing him until Sky Chase, which is later, late in the game, but, you know. Till now, let's go back to Sonic alone, because I like playing with just Sonic. I don't like having Tails interfere and hit guys when I don't want him to, or just being a really annoying nuisance following me the whole time. I like being Sonic by myself. Can you blame me? And this is Casino Night Zone, which introduces an element of Sonic that continues on even to this day. And it's the pinball, the bumpers, you know. Pinball has become a huge part of the Sonic games. I have no idea why. In Sonic Heroes, there's a pinball section. Many of the levels in these games are pinball sections. In fact, one of the games is called Sonic Spinball, and in Sonic Spinball, it's pretty much a gigantic pinball machine that Eggman builds, but we'll get to that game later. Casino Night Zone is also great for collecting infinite amount of rings, because there's a slot machine here that you can go into, and depending on what kind of pictures you get, like 3 in a row, you'll get either a lot of rings, or you'll lose all your rings, depending on what you get. And I'm spending way too much time trying to get into this slot machine. Booyah! Sometimes you get stuff that don't even match, and then you have to keep trying again and again. I'm sure I'm going to get something awesome this time! Fuck! Basically, if you get all 3 Eggman symbols, you lose all your rings. It doesn't kill you, thank God, and if you have no rings, it doesn't kill you then either. But, you know. It's still a pain in the ass when you have 100 rings, then you land on Eggman, and it's like, all gone. Sonic and Tails symbols, I believe, are 25 rings. The jackpot is like a 50 or 100. I'm pretty sure it's 50, actually. Ring symbols are worth 10. And I know there are other combinations you can get where it's like Sonic, Ring, Sonic, and I think that's like 25. I don't remember the exact way every score system goes in the slot machine, but, you know. I remember being a kid and spending many a time at that slot machine trying to get as many rings as I could. What I haven't pointed out before is that there is actually a time limit on these levels. You have to beat every level in 10 minutes, because as soon as it reaches 10 minutes, the game immediately kills you for no reason. So, yeah, you can't spend too much time on the slot machines. If you're taking way more than 10 minutes, you're going to die and you're going to have to restart the act. Not fun. The Speedy Shoes return, and as always, they make the music that much faster and hyper-active awesomeness. I'm just saying random words now. I don't know. As always, the bombs will take away your rings. They don't take away all your rings, but they'll take out a big chunk. And considering how many rings are on the actual tunnels, you don't want to get hit. You really don't want to get hit. It is imperative you collect as many rings as you can. Cool! Also, I guess some people are wondering what Eggman's up to in this game. Obviously, he's turning animals into robots again. This time he's in Tails' home island of Westside Island. But this time around, Eggman has now built a gigantic space station called the Death Egg. I kid you not, it's called the Death Egg, and it looks exactly like the Death Star from the Star Wars universe. Only it has a mustache and eyes like Eggman does, because he loves his face, you see. We already saw that in Aquatic Ruin, how his face is on some totem poles, but yeah, Eggman loves himself, clearly. He's a bit of a narcissist. You'll see many times throughout the series, Eggman loves to build statues of himself, and he loves to immortalize himself in everything he does. He loves himself, what can I say? It's like how Dr. Wily in the Mega Man series has a weird fascination with skulls. Why does Wily like skulls so much? I don't get it. But anyway, Eggman's built this gigantic space station called the Death Egg. He's gonna try and conquer the world with it, turn islands into mechanical monstrosities. And so it's up to Sonic to get to this Death Egg and take it out and stop Eggman once and for all. That's the plot, basically, in case you were actually curious about a 2D, 16-bit game like this. Sonic games aren't all about the plot, but you know, well, not the older ones, anyway. I don't know why I was trying to get to the slot machine, but it's in a very odd position to do so. So eventually I was just like, fuck it, I quit. Damn, I love this music. I love this game. I love everything about it. It's the most amazing game I've ever played. I can't stress that enough. I love this thing. It brings a huge smile to my face every time I play it. My mother could die, and I'd still play this and smile. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Here is an actually challenging boss fight if you don't know what you're doing. Basically, there are flippers you can use to bounce yourself into Eggman, but at the bottom of the ship is electricity, and if you run into it, it will shock you and damage you, so you don't want to flip right directly into Eggman. Generally, going from the bottom is a bad idea, because whether he has electricity or he's dropping those ball spikes, you gotta watch the fuck out. What I like to do, he stops when he goes directly above you. He stops so that he can drop the ball on you. As soon as he stops, spin dash up the wall, try and bounce on his head, and that's how I do it. I know you can use the flippers and the bumpers to bounce on him, but I always found that quite treacherous and hard to do, so, you know, I wouldn't advise it. But yeah, isn't Casino Night kick-ass looking? I love that background. I'll see you in part 3. Aloha, and welcome to part 3 of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I feel very stupid for not mentioning that in the Aquatic Ruin Zone, one of the badniks that crashes through the wall is Grounder. Grounder from the cartoon Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He was one of the 2 main henchmen that Robotnik forced to capture Sonic or whatnot. Scratch and Grounder. How could I not point out Grounder? What the fuck is wrong with me? In the games, he's a color red and not green like in the cartoon, but still, I was fucking Grounder. Look in part 2, Grounder was there. Yeah! And this is Hilltop Zone. I love Hilltop Zone. Oh, I love this loop-de-loop. Boom! I don't know why, as a kid, that just always made me happy. You have to curl into a ball as soon as you reach the end of the loop-de-loop, or spin dash the whole way through, and then you plow through the ground, digging into the lava caves. It's fucking awesome. In my hometown, there's actually a Hilltop Street next, like around the block. And every time I see that street, I think of the zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but, I digress. Invincibility can also protect you from lava, so don't be afraid to run on lava as soon as you get this awesome little power-up. Woo! And here we come to the special stage again. You know, it's totally possible to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds in the first zone, Emerald Hill. But, you know, that'd just be boring, recollecting the 50 rings and re-going through the lampposts over and over and over again. So, let's not do that. I'm not gonna lie, these special zones are very, very hard. And, in order to not bore my audience, in order to make sure I get the Chaos Emeralds very quickly and not make them watch a special stage happen like 3 times, I issued some save states here and there, because I'm playing this on an emulator. And, you know, when I did die, and I do die quite a bit, because these special stages are not easy, if you hit 1 bomb, you're pretty much guaranteed to have fucked up. I'm serious. It's that anal. If you don't collect that many rings, and you get hit by a bomb, you might as well just say, oh, fuck it, you lost. It is very exact how many rings you need, and how much skill you need, you know. But I digress. I think at some point there's a state-loaded icon in the bottom right I couldn't edit out. So if you saw that, that's why, folks, that's why. I don't know if it was this special stage or the next one coming up, but they're hard, what can I say? At least I have the skill to do it. A pink Chaos Emerald? We'll never see that pink Chaos Emerald ever again. Also, this is my favorite checkpoint ever because watch how far the goal line is. Holy shit! There's not even an enemy to kill you. That special checkpoint is literally only there to get you a Chaos Emerald. I've never died past that point, and I don't know anyone who does, so... Is it even possible? I mean, I know you could backtrack and get yourself killed, but how the fuck... Why make a checkpoint that close to the exit? I don't know. It just seemed kind of odd to me. Another thing I forgot to mention about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and about every Sonic game, really, when you're playing as Sonic and Tails, the second player can take control of Tails, and he can actually move around and do whatever the hell he wants as Tails. Now, obviously, the camera's not going to follow Tails, it follows Sonic, but, you know, that's still pretty fucking awesome. It makes it so, like, if my friend is coming over and, you know, he sees me playing Sonic 2, he could just jump in right off the bat, plug in the second controller, and kick ass as Tails with me, taking out Eggman, you know? And that's awesome. It's a 2-player game. The best player should be Sonic, so obviously the camera follows him best, but, you know, Tails is also kind of a cheap guy, because whoever the second player uses Tails like he's invincible. He has infinite lives. He could die 10 million times and it won't matter, you know? Sonic could, like, sit in the corner while Tails takes out Eggman, and there's no penalty. Tails doesn't have to lose rings, or he doesn't get killed for not having rings, you know? Kind of cheap like that, kind of cheap. But it's not just Sonic 2, folks. Every Sonic game does this. Sonic 3, you can play as Sonic and Tails. You can control Tails with a second player. In Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast/GameCube, at some points Tails follows Sonic during the many levels. You can control Tails with the second controller. Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow has so many different allies he can converse with, like Sonic, or Vector, or Knuckles, or whoever, and the second player can control him. Though the second player can't control Eggman or Black Doom, but we're getting ahead of ourselves now. So yeah, they have this little sidekick function where the second player can be that sidekick, and I always thought that was fucking awesome. If you ever see a Sonic game where there's a guy following you, chances are the second player can play him. And that is just fucking awesome! Cool! Because again, these later special stages are pretty goddamn hard. Bombs will just sneak up out of nowhere and just rob you of your rings when you're least expecting it. And believe me, that's a pain in the ass. I have gotten the Chaos Emeralds without save stating before. I've played this game enough times that I've memorized how the rings move. But you know, even memorizing the rings doesn't exactly guarantee success. Just because you know where they're going to be doesn't mean you're going to run into them. It takes a lot of skill to make sure you run into those rings correctly. Skill I cannot afford to waste on this LP. It's bad enough I died to the first boss. I'm not making anything worse. Never again! Speaking of bosses with no rings, here's Eggman again, popping out of the lava. He has a flamethrower he'll occasionally shoot, and then he goes back in the fire, shooting 2 fireballs to burn the ground on the sides of him. And he just keeps going back and forth between lava pools, and it's a fairly easy battle. Just keep jumping on his head, make sure you don't fall in the lava or get hit by his flamethrowers, and you should be pretty good. Yeah! I love fucking Mystic Cave. The music here is just happening. So happening. Also, I want to address something real quickly because so many people have been asking about this, and I'm tired of having to clarify and answer it. Yes, I'm doing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Jesus. That's the only way to play that game. If you play Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles separately, you're not playing the full experience. You're not playing the way the game was designed. God damn it, people. I'm a huge Sonic fan. Why wouldn't I play them together? What the fuck is wrong with you? But I digress. See, if I didn't save state in these special stages, you'd have to watch this a lot more often. We're on the sixth Chaos Emerald, so we only have 2 to go. But I would have fucked this up like 5 times, you know, and then we'd have to do 5 more special stages, and they go on for quite a long time. I don't think you want to watch me do that. Granted, I did save state it in a way that I did the whole run in one sitting. Like, it's not like as soon as the checkpoint goes, cool, I save stated. No, I went the whole distance. So, you know, this is skill, folks. I may be using save states, but I'm still being skillful at this game. Because, you know, I'm cool like that. I'm as cool as the earth is blue. Wow, it's hard to come up with commentary for these awfully boring special stages. Well, it's not that the special stages are boring, it's just, you know, we've seen it like 6 times now. What can I say? You know what to look at. I could talk about how much I love Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but really I'm doing that all LP now, aren't I? I mentioned that you can play the second controller as Tails. There is a 2-player mode in the game where you can race each other, but I'm going to be showing that in an extra video because there are 3 different endings to this game depending on which character you're playing and whether you got the Chaos Emeralds or not. So I'll be showing off the alternate 2 endings when I finish the LP. It'll be an extra video, and it'll be glorious. We got 6, but there's 7 now, so we have 1 more to go, and we'll probably get it in Part 4. See you then. And welcome to Part 4 of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We're still trekking through Mystic Cave Act 1. The Mystic Cave is kind of dangerous. There's lots of spikes all over the place. There's lots of contraptions that you need to pull open. Like, there are switches all over the place being covered in vines. It's hard to notice, but you should be able to notice them. They're like vines with like a blue line going through it. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a bone or something, but basically you pull open all these doors and stuff just to get past the levels. There's lots of spikes that just come out of the wall. Those are the most annoying obstacles in every Sonic game. You just be running along and then, boop, spikes! Out of nowhere. Thanks, Eggman. Thanks, you dick. Although a lot of people complained about Mystic Cave Zone because there's a special spot that I don't show off where there's a spike pit. And there's no way out of that spike pit. As soon as you land in it, you're pretty much dead, even though you have to wait till it hits you like 3 times until you're, hit without a ring. And people complain about that, like, that's bad stage design. No, it's not. You weren't supposed to fall in the hole. It's not bad stage design at all. Damn you! You have to be quick with this section, obviously. If the crates crush you, it's an instant kill. Mega Man has his spikes that kill him in 1 hit. Sonic has getting crushed. Anything crushes him, even if he's supersonic, he dies. There's nothing he can do about it. Going to the right would lead to the spike pit. I always go to the left. It's always the safer path for me. And for some reason, that switch always makes you fall when you try to jump off. I have no clue why. Every other switch, you can just jump off, but like that one, you just drop off. It's weird. And it's not like it's this particular version of the game. Every version I've ever played of Sonic 2, whether it be on Xbox Live or the Mega Collection or what, that Switch is always like that. By the way, that's one thing I love about Sonic 2. You can find this game anywhere now. So if you haven't played this game, there is no excuse. The Sonic 2 has been released in so many different compilations. You can get it for the 360/PS3, whether it be on Xbox Live Arcade or in the Genesis Mega Collection or Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection or whatever, which should have been called Sega Genesis the game, honestly. Any Sega Genesis game that you think is awesome and exclusive to Sega Genesis, it's on the fucking game. It may as well have been called Sega Genesis the game. But, you can play it on Mega Collection for PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to find Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and if you haven't found it, fucking get it. Fucking buy it, because it's the best game I've ever played in my life, and I love it. I probably have, like, 6 versions of Sonic 2 in my house. No lie. Whether it be a Mega Collection, an Xbox Live version, I have so many different versions of Sonic 2 just available to play. And there's no reason. The only reason I got it on Xbox Live Arcade is because I'm an achievement whore. But, Cool! Well, folks, this is the last run, and in the last run, the rings just go flurry all over the place at random, and the bombs still pop up every now and then. You don't want to run into them because, we're at the end. No! See, that's the one instance where getting hit twice doesn't matter, because the last zone actually gives you quite a good amount of rings. It gives you quite a decent amount. Come on, Sonic, we're at the end. Get the final Chaos Emerald. You can do it! Yeah! Sonic has all the Chaos Emeralds, folks. And unlike Sonic 1, you actually get a bonus for doing so. Now Sonic can change into Super Sonic. Super Sonic will be showing off in Oil Ocean, but until then, let's meet up with Eggman one more time without rings, why don't we? Eggman is drilling through the ceiling with his drills, and there are spikes falling as well as boulders. The spikes will damage you, so watch out for those. If you touch his drills in any way, they will damage you, so he comes down with his drills facing upwards. He tries to move towards you with the drills moving sideways, and then when he goes back up into the ceiling with the drills moving upwards again. So you gotta watch out and make sure the drills don't hit you. But, you know, still fairly easy because, let's face it, Eggman is not a challenging boss as long as you have rings. It's pretty good. I shouldn't even bother giving strategies. I'm not gonna lie, Eggman's easy in this game. Still my favorite game ever. I don't care. It's too fun. I don't care. And now we're at Oil Ocean. You gotta wonder why Eggman built this place, assuming Eggman built this place, because from here on out, it's all Eggman's fortress and final levels of the game. We're pretty close to the end of the game, folks. This is the last 2-act zone in the whole game. The next level is a 3-act zone, so, you know. I'm not sure if Eggman built this oil plant thing, but there's oil all over the place. It pretty much takes up the ocean, hence the name Oil Ocean. And booyah! When you have 50 rings and you jump, Sonic just instantly transforms into Super Sonic, who gets a nice golden color, who is invincible from attacks. Nothing hurts Super Sonic at all, except for getting crushed or drowning. But if you're underwater, chances are you'll get out of it quick enough being Super Sonic. And getting crushed, well, that's just that one random thing, because Super Sonic moves way too fucking fast. I'll admit it, Super Sonic moves way too fucking fast. And because Sonic 2 wasn't really designed that well for Super Sonic, you're gonna find I run into a lot of glitches with Super Sonic. I'm not kidding. In the last 3 acts I used him, I ran into like so many glitches. Great for my LP, but you know. Yeah, Super Sonic's just way too fast. He's like, imagine the speed shoes times 2, and he's invincible, and he jumps twice as high, and the one thing I don't like about being Super Sonic, I mean, granted, the Super Sonic theme is kick-ass, but it gets rid of all the music, you know? Like, I don't want to hear the Super Sonic theme, I want to hear Oil Ocean. And goddammit, my favorite theme in the whole game is coming up in the next zone, and when I turn into Super Sonic there, I'm like, fuck, I want to listen to my favorite theme in the game. Don't do that, Super Sonic. In Sonic the Hedgehog 3, you actually get the ability to choose to become Super Sonic at will, whereas in this game, if you have 50 rings, even the tiniest hop will make you Super Sonic, and there's not much you can do about it. In Sonic 3, you have to double tap the button to become Super Sonic, and I like that better because, you know, sometimes you just don't want to be Super Sonic. I know, call me crazy, but sometimes you just don't want to be invincible and super-powered and golden, you know? You want to do it the fair way. Sometimes. And no, I'm not moving where those turrets shoot me. That's all completely automated. Damn, I love this music. I love every song on this game! Sonic 2 is the greatest thing ever! I love it! Ah! I guess you're wondering what happens to Tails if he gets all the Chaos Emeralds. Nothing. I'm sorry, I kid you not, nothing changes with Tails. He doesn't become Super Tails. He doesn't get a different ending. Getting the Chaos Emeralds is really just bragging rights if you're Tails. If you're Sonic, he becomes Super Sonic, but if you're Tails, nothing happens. A lot of Tails fans are probably pissed about that. Even in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, getting the 7 Chaos Emeralds doesn't do anything for Tails. And before you say something like, there are Super Tails in the game, yeah, I know. I said the Chaos Emeralds. I didn't say the hyper version of the Emeralds, but now I'm just getting ahead of myself. Point is, Tails doesn't have a super form. I don't know why. Maybe he just doesn't believe enough. You gotta want it, Tails. You gotta want to become super. Grow a pair. Damn it, I'm singing. Oh, what can I say? I love this game. There's not one zone in this game I don't find fun to play. There's not one song in this game I don't like listening to. It's the perfect game for me. It's just the perfect game. I love this game. Anyway, folks, we're at Eggman yet again. He's fairly easy. He pops out of the oil ocean to smile and say hi. You just keep jumping on him. Then he shoots a spear thing at you, very easy to dodge. And then he has a laser that will shoot in 3 different directions, and not necessarily in the same order every time, but he will shoot in all 3 directions. That much is clear. He'll shoot high, slightly high, and then along the ground. He doesn't do it in the exact same order every time, so keep an eye out for that. And I would think the whole place would erupt, considering he was swimming in oil, and he just fucking exploded. That should be a nuclear bomb. West Side Island just blew the fuck up. Anyway, folks, we're heading to the final 3-act zone, and, well, we're just heading to the near end game. See you in Part 5. And welcome to Part 5 of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We have reached Metropolis Zone, Eggman's base on West Side Island. Very dangerous level, probably just as bad as Scrap Brain was in Sonic the Hedgehog. But this fucking theme song, oh my god! I love it! Metropolis Zone's theme is the most badass piece of music ever. When I announced I was doing the Sonic series for YouTube, I made a video. You've seen it. It happened like 2 weeks ago, but I'm probably going to delete it later when I've done all the Sonic games. But anyway, I used Metropolis Zone because I love this fucking music. It's the best song in all of Sonic. It's so goddamn good. Oh, I love Metropolis Zone. Now, a lot of people hate Metropolis Zone because, well, yeah, it's hard. It's very hard. It's not easy. They got a lot of dickish robots who love to shoot their praying mantis claws at you, or they just interrupt your pathway by shooting their big lobster claw at you. Or, you know, there are those star ones that shoot out in 5 different directions, and as you're climbing up the corkscrew, running along it to go up the area, those starfish robots will just fucking shoot their spikes at you, and then you're all pissed and everything. But, you know, they do move around before they shoot their spikes, so you know what to look out for. If the starfish robot is moving, he's going to explode in like a few seconds, basically. There's another supersonic glitch. I don't know why that happened. It only happens with supersonic. Apparently, he's so fast, he just breaks the limits of you know, hit detection or whatever. Supersonic is very glitchy to play with. And he took away the Metropolis Zone. Fuck you, Supersonic. I didn't want to play as Supersonic. I didn't realize I collected 50 rings. I'm so sorry. See, these robots are dickish. Every one of them is blocking like these tiny hallways and stuff. All of them are assholes. But you know what? I love Metropolis Zone. I actually like the way the platforms are. I like the way everything's laid out. I love the music, most of all. And this is just like the definitive Eggman base, the definitive Eggman factory, in my opinion. I just love Metropolis. It was so awesome. A little surprised I don't see Superman kicking around here, but you know. I guess that's a Superman joke, but you know. The place is just crazy. You have to use all these different corkscrews? Bolts? Nuts? What am I thinking of? Either way, you have to run along them to go up. You have to run to the right to go up, and if you want to go down, you have to run to the left. And you have to be like right in the middle of it too. Sometimes you'll actually run past the entire bolts, and that can be a little bit annoying. Screw. That's what it is. Screw. What am I thinking today? And it's really annoying when you're climbing this thing, and oh, praying mantis! Fuck you, Sonic! See, because the bolts are... The screw is all the way at the top now. I have to leave go back a little, and then come back, and now the screw's down again. Kind of annoying like that. The enemies are all dicks in this level. But I don't care, because Metropolis Zone's music is so fucking awesome. I love this game! Normally I don't get the Chaos Emeralds when I do regular playthroughs of Sonic 2. You know, Super Sonic, I appreciate him more in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. In Sonic 2, I'm just not that big on Super Sonic. He's very glitchy in this game. He'll run through walls and fall in places he shouldn't have fallen, and it's just very annoying playing as Super Sonic in Sonic 2. Not to mention, you know, the game has such great music, and he always gets rid of those themes by replacing it with a Super Sonic theme. And, you know, I'd rather listen to Metropolis Zone than listen to Super Sonic. That's just me. Plus, the game's already hard enough to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds anyway, so it's not like I ever play as Super Sonic normally. So I guess I shouldn't complain. If you have the will to beat all 7 Chaos Emerald zones, and then I guess you earned it, but you know. Oh, it's really annoying playing with Sonic and Tails with these screw platforms, because when you try to stop the screw platform, Sonic does, but Tails doesn't, and he's still running along with it, and it still kind of goes up, and it can kind of throw your platforming skills off a little. At least it happens to me all the time. I remember there are ceilings that you have to jump really quickly to, because, you know, the screw goes all the way to the ceiling, and if you get crushed, it's an instant kill. And Tails would keep going, and he ruined my jump, and he got me crushed, and I was like, fuck you, Tails. Again, I just don't like playing with Sonic and Tails. I find Tails always gets in my way and does things I don't want him to do. You know? I'm just glad Sonic 2 gives you the option. That's why it's my favorite game, folks. I don't have to play with Tails if I don't want to. Sure, he's in the game, and sure, people appreciate him because he lets you two-player the game, but, you know, I'm just not big on Tails. I don't want him hanging around me. Or maybe I don't want Sonic hanging around me, and I'd rather play as Tails. Huh? Who knows? I love how Super Sonic doesn't even have to run on the screw. It just sort of moves on its own, just by the sheer force of his Chaos Emerald power. Here's another Super Sonic glitch. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It's like you have to be super still as Super Sonic, or else the thing fucking goes nuts. Yeah, good thing I hit a checkpoint in the nick of time. Yeah, I guess I should have pointed out already, but I guess you're obviously seeing it, that Metropolis has 3 acts, not 2. I don't know, I guess it's the real final act until the end of the game, so... Here's Eggman, and he's in a pretty hard Eggmobile this time around. He has all these spinning balls that are just circling him, and it's very hard to get a shot in on Eggman. You can get a shot in him because, like, the balls are moving in a sort of way where the hit detection counts, and if Sonic doesn't hit any of the balls when he hits Eggman, he should be fine. But, you know. If you want to do it the lawn safe way, basically you just go like this. He goes down, he moves right and left, and then he shoots the balls all over the place, and staying in the corner generally dodges it. And when they're all circling in the middle of him, you just jump into them, and Eggman gets it taken down a peg. But if you want to do it real quick, let yourself get hit, and as you're recovering from the invulnerability stage, as you've recovered from the hit, you know, just hit him a couple times, and with the less balls, the more room you'll have to hit him, and it'll be easier to take him out. And yeah. I accidentally dropped a controller. That's why... that's why I got hit there. I'm sorry. But I still won, so what's the difference? The final roboticizer destroyed. Flee, my animal brethren! Flee! Roboticizers are not as menacing as they are in the Sonic animated cartoon. In the animated cartoon, when animals were turned into robots, they were turned into robots for good. In the video games, it's literally like they just put animals in robots to power them, but you can, like, destroy the robot and the animal's freed, you know? I think video games are a lot more friendly than Nazi Hitler Robotnik of the cartoon. But that cartoon is awesome, so what do I care? So here's Tails back again, flying Sonic's plane, the Tornado. Yes, this is Sonic's plane, not Tails. I've never seen Sonic ride it normally. Usually Tails is the only one flying the plane, unless you're playing as Tails. But, you know. The Sky Chase Zone is actually kind of glitchy as well. I don't like the spin dash here, because sometimes when I spin dash all the way to the end, Sonic will somehow get out from the wing of the plane, and he'll fall to the ground and die. It's generally pretty good, though. Generally, Tails flies exactly where Sonic should be. If you hold the up button to look up, or hold the down button to look down, the plane will dip up and dip down. And, you know, Tails generally flies where Sonic needs to be, but sometimes there are those odd glitches where you, or maybe it's not glitches, but you will fall when you're not planning on it. And there's Eggman's Wing Fortress. It's a gigantic thing, and it's weird to see a preview of the next level we're doing. How many games do you see a preview of the next level? But this level's not hard, it's very easy, and I love the music here. It's just very nice and calm, and, you know, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel relaxed. It's all good. Sky Chase is awesome. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Damn it, I'm singing again. I love this game! I don't care! Oh god, I love Sonic 2. Anyway, folks, we'll be heading to the final part of the game in Part 6. See you then. Aloha, and welcome to Part 6 of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the final part where we begin Wing Fortress Zone. Eggman has shot down the tornado, so Sonic's on his own. Even when you're playing as Sonic and Tails, Tails is gone. So the second player was kind of gypped. The second player would be like, what the fuck, I can't play anymore? And I'd be like, yeah, sorry. Tails is gone. He's not showing up for the rest of the game. Well, he shows up once, but not for the rest of the game. These fire flamethrower jet things won't hurt you, so don't worry. They look menacing, don't they? But you can jump past it and it won't actually touch you, so I don't know. You can actually bypass this whole bottom area part because there are fans in this area that, right there, where you can't really fall on it because the fan is blowing upwards. Oh, look! Eggman! He's always been called Eggman. When I was a kid, I didn't know why it said Eggman, and I was like, Eggman? What's that supposed to mean? There's an Eggman? I thought there was like going to be an Eggman boss or something, you know, when I was a kid, because I didn't know that was meaning to be Robotnik. He's always been Eggman in Japan. There's your proof. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the propeller shoots you upwards, and if you take one of the higher pathways and jump high to where the fan should be, it actually blows you up and makes you pass the whole bottom section. It's a nice shortcut. Supersonic jumps way too high, and he goes too far when he jumps, so this is actually pretty hard to do with Supersonic, this whole platforming section. And I jumped way too high where the wind blows you for the sign part, and Supersonic ended up falling to his death. See, it's just not beneficial to be Supersonic in this game, in my opinion. It's not good being Supersonic. I don't get it. But I love Wing Fortress. It also has a great theme. I love every theme in the game, but unfortunately there's hardly any enemies and there's way too many rings, so I couldn't help but be Supersonic. I'm sorry, folks. I don't normally get the Chaos Emeralds. Eggman! And I can't get to him. Oh god, is he going to turn me into a werehog? Supersonic, all you have to do is jump and hit the laser a few times, and that's about it. But, yeah. When I do an extra video, I'm going to be posting an extra video. I'm going to show you how you beat the boss normally. But I couldn't help being Supersonic. You know. I have to get the ending with all the Chaos Emeralds, and I can't stop Sonic from transforming when he jumps, so there's not much I can do about that. Eggman flies away in a jet, but luckily Tails has returned to the tornado, which is now strapped to a rocket. And luckily the tornado is still flying pretty good that I can catch up to this rocket so that Sonic can hitch a ride. And that's the last we see of Tails until the ending. Now we're in outer space and we're heading to the final zone of the game, to Eggman's big space station, which has his face on it, which we'll see in the extra video. Death Egg! Which actually has a badass theme song, but you don't get to hear it that much because you jump right into the final boss fight. So if you stand around and listen to it, it's awesome, but yeah. This is Silver Sonic. Silver Sonic and all of... This whole level is hard because you don't have any rings at all. Silver Sonic's his spines are sharp and they will damage you, so you have to jump on his forehead and try and jump on it more than once, but don't jump on his spikes, because the spikes will kill you in one hit. Not good. He has a pattern he repeats over and over again, and you should be fine. Why is Eggman faster than me? Because he's as big as a fucking balloon. And this is the final boss of the game, Mecha Robotnik, Mecha Giant Eggman Robot. Another sign he loves himself. He made a robot that looks exactly like him, only giant. Anyway, folks, keeping in mind that you can't get hit once, this boss is ridiculously hard. I remember when I was a kid, every time I would get to the Death Egg Zone, I would lose all my lives and continues and have to restart the whole game over again. Granted, I was 6 years old, but Jesus, this was like the ultimate final boss. It was so hard. Those spike claws on his hands will damage you in one hit, and you're dead, you know. You can't run into his legs or you're dead. I'm pretty sure the flamethrower jetpack on his back might burn you as well, but I haven't played the game enough from behind to test that theory. Anyway, Eggman does the very same strategy over and over again. He tries to home in on you, and when it starts beeping real fast, just get out of the way. Very easy to do. He walks towards you very slowly. In order to not hit the spike claws, I make sure he's standing upright before I hit him. You can only hit the front of his torso. And then he homes in on you again, and instead of walking, he'll shoot his claws at you, so you have to get all the way to the end of the screen to not get hit. And he just keeps doing this over and over again, and you have to hit him like 10 times, but booyah! I beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And the animal critters see as the Death Egg blows up in a magnificent explosion. Tails himself sees the explosion and realizes Sonic might not have survived. Or maybe he did survive, but he's got nowhere to go, so he hops in his plane and he goes to catch Sonic, assuming he needs to be caught. At least he would if he didn't have all the Chaos Emeralds, but since I do, there actually is really no danger, no threat at all. Which makes you wonder, why didn't Sonic turn into Super Sonic for Eggman? But I digress. Tails flies along with Sonic. The birds fly happily as well. It's a happy ending, folks. And that is my favorite video game of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. God damn do I love this game. Every song on the game is amazing. Every level is fun to play. I just can't stress enough. Like, this is like the best Sonic game ever made, in my opinion. It's also the best video game ever made. And, you know, it's just so awesome. This is like the power of the Sega Genesis. If you're looking for a good Sega Genesis game, this is the game, folks. This is what makes Sonic that awesome character that people love, you know? People grew up on this game, and that's why they love Sonic, because this game kicks so much ass. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I'm speechless, really. I'm just trying to listen to the music because I love it so much. I keep forgetting I'm doing an LP here. It's my favorite game growing up as a kid. I remember I played this game to death for like ages and ages, and I still play it to death. At age 21, you know? I still love this game. I've never gotten tired of this game. I've never been bored by this game. I've never, ever been bored by this game. It's always been fun to me. It's always been awesome. It's just so awesome. Oh, what can I say? Dreams do come true. Dreams come true. My dream came true when this game was invented. Because it's the best game ever made. But anyway, folks, yeah. That's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I can't really say anything else other than I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And I guess you're tired of hearing that, so no more. The next upcoming games that I'm doing are Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Game Gear, which is a hard-ass fucking game, believe me. You're gonna see it, but holy, it's hard. And then I'm gonna be doing Sonic CD, and then after that, I'm gonna be doing Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So Sonic 3, you'll have to wait for 2 more games, but Sonic 3 is coming, don't worry, I'm doing it. I'll be doing the rest of the Sonic series and keep this fun train going. There's an extra video coming up. I'm going to show you the alternate 2 endings, whether you didn't have the Chaos Emeralds or whether you were Tails. And I'm also going to show you how you beat the laser boss correctly. So, you know, stay tuned for that. Love this game to death. Love Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I am the Great Clement. Toodles. God damn it! Aloha! Welcome to the extra part of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The LP is finished, but there's a whole bunch of stuff I didn't show you. There's a cheat you can put in to show off the stage select cheat, and it actually gives you pictures of all the levels, including Death Egg, and there you can see why it looks like the Death Star, only with Robotnik's face. So there you go, that's the Death Egg. And let's go to it, why don't we? Because we gotta beat Eggman without the Chaos Emeralds to show you what happens when Sonic can't fly around as Super Sonic. See, I think this ending ties in better with the non-Chaos Emerald version, because why would Tails fly up to meet up with Sonic if he can just turn Super and fly back down at any moment? Just to revel in his victory, to fly with him as he celebrates? I guess, but you know, I thought the whole Sonic is falling, he's going to die. Good thing he has a sidekick now with a plane who can catch him. This, in my opinion, is the much better ending. You know, he does stop Eggman, but at what cost? Sonic has no way down. He's falling. Someone needs to save him! Also, keep an eye out for, or keep an ear out for this music, because it's going to come up later. Also, you may have noticed that when you were Super Sonic, the birds were eagles, and when you're regular Sonic, the birds were blue. I guess they were blue jays, but you know. Love that pose, yeah! So that's what happens when you beat the game without the Chaos Emeralds. Now folks, what happens if you're Tails? Well, you go to the Sky Chase Zone, and Sonic's flying the plane, and Tails is on top defeating Badniks. So this is like one of the few times you see Sonic piloting the tornado. You go to the Wing Fortress, and just like with Sonic, the plane gets shot down and Tails has to take on the fortress by himself. Now because I was Super Sonic for this boss fight, I didn't get to show you how to properly defeat the laser cannon, so here's how you do it normally. It's really hard because you have to attack it by jumping on these spike platforms. Like, you can't jump to it normally. Super Sonic can jump extra high, that's why it was easy for me. But with this one, you have to jump on these tiny platforms, which have spikes on the bottom, so if you jump into them at the wrong, like, angle, you're gonna get yourself hurt. And the laser will eventually fire after, like, a few seconds, so while you do have to hit it to destroy it, eventually it's gonna shoot its laser, and that's no good. That's no good! Anyway, you defeat the cannon like that. So now you know, I'm not a pussy. I can defeat it the normal way. Eggman once again jets off in his rocket. And of course, Sonic, having somehow found a rocket to attach to his plane, gives Tails a ride. So once you hitch a ride with the jet, you still fight Silver Sonic and not a Silver Tails. You still chase Eggman, who is really faster than you for some reason, and you defeat his gigantic robot. Here's his ending with a remix from Sonic 06, that awful, awful game. Multiplayer of the game. I never showed this off because, well, I don't have a friend to play with. But basically, there are 4 race tracks you can race your friend with. He'll be Tails, you'll be Sonic, or vice versa. And you can play in Emerald Hill, Casino Night, Mystic Cave, and the Special Stage. These regular levels are just like get to the goal line before him, basically. And they're pretty much exactly the same as they are in the single-player campaign, only condensed a little. You have to do all 2 acts, not just the first act. So, Special Stage, however, is it's kind of like how you need rings to get the Chaos Emerald, only it's get more rings than the other guy. So basically, and the fun thing about this game is, like, when Sonic jumps, Tails gets ahead of him the next time he lands, and vice versa. So you're constantly jumping to psych out the other guy out. I forgot to do this when I was recording it. I'm playing with 2 controllers right now. You have no idea how awkward that is to do. So, I don't have friends. At least none who were with me when I wanted to make this video. Anyway, you try to get more rings than Tails, and that's about it. So, folks, that's all there is to see in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I love this game. It's my favorite game ever. Hells yeah. And yeah, you noticed in the Tails ending, Tails didn't even get, like, a special animation. You didn't get Sonic rushing to the plane. He just falls forever until Sonic saves him. You think they put in the effort to make a Sonic animation for Tails, but, oh well, I digress. It's been a fantastic LP, and I will see you with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Game Gear, a much, much more different game. It's probably the hardest Sonic game ever, too. Oh, God.